call us a deranged aggregation. We can't help it. We're just happy this way.
Mama always wanted me to be your physician.
Dad said he'd rather I become a beautician, but we can't help it. We're just happy this way. 'Cause it's sure working for a living, but it ain't much for living these days. Yeah, it's sure working for a living. We're just happy this way.
Okay, back to work.
Ever see so many worms? 13, 14, 15. Worms again? Yeah. 18. How do you divide 18 by 3?
What a bird brain.
Here comes the math unit. All right.
Hi, kids. I'm Calculation, MD, Math Doctor. And this is Nurse D Vision. To divide your 18 worms by 3, let's separate them into equal groups.
So, how many times does 3 go into 18?
6.
Very good. Does everyone understand? Terrific. Well, goodbye, kids.
And enjoy your worms.
Yeah, I'd rather have pizza.
Me too.
Well, bravo! On behalf of the Center for Television Education and the Learn in Children show, I must say I'm thrilled.
I think it's a wonderful start. I'm sure the rest of the cartoons will be just as good.
Everybody, if you're finished, drinks and hors d'oeuvres are now being served.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Yes.
Thank you. Why are there Santa Clauses in the hors d'oeuvres?
Aggie froze the leftovers from the Christmas party.
Christmas of '81.
Well, these freeloaders are lucky to be getting anything from barely breaking even on these stupid educational spots. They're only paying us $5,300 each for them, and it's $175 a foot, 90 feet per minute. A 20-second spot cost us...
$5,250.
I'm trying to concentrate, Brooke. $5,250.
That was amazing the way you did that.
Thank you.
I suppose we ought to mingle.
You mingle. I always say the wrong thing around people like this.
Do what I do. Wait till a subject comes up that you know about and then just jump in.
I've been waiting since they got here.
Come on, let's give it a try.
I'm afraid that all this emphasis on computers in the classroom is going to depersonalize the learning experience.
It might depersonalize the cartoon experience, too.
Oh?
Yeah, they're starting to use them in animation now. I have a feeling I could be replaced by a floppy disk.
Speaking of replacing floppy disks,
Excuse me?
I had this Julio Iglesias album. Well, I left it in the trunk of my car at the beach, and when I took it out, it was like Warp City. So I took it back to the record store, and they wouldn't replace it.
Those aren't the kind of floppy disks we're talking about.
Oh. I'm sorry.
So, you went to Sarah Lawrence, too. I did my undergraduate work there, but I got my doctorate at the Sorbonne.
Oh, France. Lovely.
What's your opinion of our present policy in South America?
Well, I think we've simply got to have a more laissez-faire attitude toward Central America.
But is that really possible?
Well, we can't be the policeman for the Americas anymore. The era of the Monroe Doctrine is over.
If you're talking about manifest destiny, forget it.
Oh, I disagree.
It will not work in the 20th century.
Well,
manifest destiny will not work.
Well, I don't know whether I agree with you at all on that.
Well,
But
history does have a tendency to repeat itself.
I like your hair. I used to have a shirt that color. See you next week, Miss Aylesworth. Who was that guy?
What guy?
The guy who just left Maggie's office.
Oh, a lot of people have been coming in and out of her office lately.
Anybody want to go Poncho's for lunch?
Sure. Just a sec. Well, see you later.
How about you, Skip? I'll catch up with you.
got in that desk drawer? All week long, she's been doing things I've never seen her do before.
Like what?
Reading and writing. What do you think she's up to?
I don't think it's any of our business.
Perhaps not, but it's just natural to have a little curiosity.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll be at Poncho's.
Oh, have a nice lunch. Oh, don't look so superior. You know you're just as curious as I am.
Even if I were, that's her desk. A person's desk is their own private property.
I always hated people like you in school.
Careful not to leave any nose prints. I was just... Look at this. Skip Tarkenton, the John Denver of the Duck Factory, embarking on a life of crime. I'm curious about Mrs. Winkler, too, but you don't see me snooping in her drawer.
I know.
Personally, I am against breaking into a person's desk. However, I am not against going through it once it's been broken into.
Basic English grammar?
Maybe she's planning a trip abroad.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be batching it for a week. How's that? Phoebe's taking Bumps to Florida for spring training. Bumps is playing baseball? Oh, no. It's clown camp. The circus is having its tryouts in Sarasota. Clowns from all over the country pour in. Last year, about 300 showed up. Yeah, they all came in one teeny car.
So what are you going to do this week while the ball and chain is gone?
I thought I'd raise a little hell. Take the plastic covers off the furniture. I'm going. I can't stand hearing about any more of this debauchery. What's my share?
Oh, never mind. It's on me.
Thank you, boss lady.
Yeah, thanks, Miss Winkler.
Hey, Roland, can you give me a ride to the paint shop to pick up my car?
Paint shop.
Yeah, I'm thinking of selling it, so I had him put one of those $49 paint jobs on it. Mrs. Winkler, that's almost a 40% tip.
Well, the service was very good.
Even then, you shouldn't leave more than about 20%.
Brooks, if I could figure out 20% of this check, I would, but I can't. I can't even figure out how to divide it by 4. That's why I always pay it.
That's why I always eat with you.
At the party the other night with all those smart people, I just felt so uncomfortable.
Why?
Come on, if you saw me at a party and heard my voice, what would you think, that I was like a rocket scientist?
Maybe.
Come on. But hey, it's all right. I've decided to do something about it. And, you keep a secret.
Certainly. For years, I've been keeping Phoebe's secret about her false teeth. You keep a secret?
See, I've enrolled in night school to get my high school diploma.
That's wonderful.
Think so? Oh, coming from you, that really means something. I've always considered you the smartest person I know. Even your name sounds smart. Brooks.
What about Skip?
No, I think Brooks sounds smarter than Skip. See, I've got my first big algebra test coming up, and I know you're really good at math, and I was just wondering if you could possibly tutor me?
Mrs. Winkler, I'd be honored.
Oh, it's such a relief. To tell you the truth, for me, doing math is like pulling teeth. No offense to your lovely wife.
Listen, I'm going to go see the new Kurosawa tonight, and I was wondering if you'd like to go.
Oh, no, thank you. I've never been into motorcycles.
Good night.
Will you take a check for the first semester? Cash or money orders only. I've gotten burned, you know.
Well, why don't us working girls call it a day?
Yes, why don't we?
Well, good night, Aggie. Good night, Marty.
Good night, Mrs. Winkler.
Good night, Brooke.
Good night, Mrs. Winkler.
Good night, Roland.
Good night, Mrs. Winkler.
Good night, Steph.
Good night, Mrs. Winkler.
Do you realize how many perfectly good paper clips people throw away around here?
Paper clips? Is that what you're looking for?
Brooke, paper clip check. Are you leaving with any?
I'll bring the rest in tomorrow.
Let's see. X equals 84?
That's right. Okay. Now, if x equals 3, is that a 3 or an 8?
If you're having trouble reading, I could go light some more candles.
Oh, that's all right. It's an 8.
You haven't touched your chicken. Ernst went to all that trouble.
Ernst, you cook?
He drove all the way down to Hollywood Boulevard to pick that up.
Very good.
Thanks. You're the first person I've had over here for dinner. That's why I ordered extra crispy.
Why don't I ask a couple more questions? Just to make sure you understand.
Okay, shoot.
Now, try to remember what I showed you, and don't be afraid of it. You can do it. Now, if x equals 8 and y equals 104, what does y over x equal?
I'm never going to get this.
Yes, you will.
13?
Correct.
I got it?
You got it. You're very easy to teach, Mrs. Winkler.
Oh, please stop calling me Mrs. Winkler. My name is Sherry.
It's very hot here. Must be all these candles.
Well, why don't you take off your jacket? These old mansions have funny heating systems. Sometimes I used to walk around in the nude to cool off, but then the servants started doing it too. Maybe we should go outside.
It's nice to have someone to talk to with BB and Bumps out of town.
How'd you and BB meet?
When I was at Harvard, she was at Radcliffe. She was the captain of the field hockey team. That's how she lost her teeth.
You went to Harvard?
Business school. BB's father owned a big construction company. She wanted me to take it over one day, but I always liked drawing. And this friend got me a summer job doing animation. I got hooked. BB has never forgiven me. She thinks I'm a failure.
Well, I think you're a very special man. You know, there's somebody you've always reminded me of.
Eleanor Roosevelt?
No, my Uncle Frank, except he had a beard. Have you ever tried a growing one?
I grew one once, but BB didn't like it. She shaved me when I was sleeping. She didn't stop with the beard. You know, eyebrows take a surprisingly long time to grow back.
I haven't had this much fun in a long time.
Me either. Yeah. You know, everybody kids me a lot about BB. When I met her, she was a beautiful girl and sweet. We would go out dancing at the Glen Island Casino, listen to Sinatra, walk along the beach without our shoes, racing with the tide. It's been a long time since I walked by the water with a beautiful woman.